Well, baseball fans, the season is finally over. Now the real fun begins. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the MLB postseason. I love baseball's postseason. I really do. Uh, I try to love everything playoffs, but I do love baseball's postseason for a few reasons. One, I like that. For a small reason, I like that they call it the postseason, not the playoffs. It gives it a bit of like a big event feel. And two, I also love it's just that it doesn't last long. Even though I do enjoy the playoffs, they cram everything into like 4 weeks time. I mean, it's amazing. There's no breaks. I mean, there's no rest for the weary. I mean, when the first round ends, the second round usually begins like what, like a day, like in a day's time after that, and it's just an amazing, amazing, amazing thrill ride. It all starts Tuesday, but first, of course, the last week of the season filled in some holes. First off, the Cubs won the National League Central for the second straight year, and they and their series was set. Their series was set first, but more on that later. Um, the AL East was the last division to be decided, and despite the Yankees giving it a good run in that final week, unfortunately, the luck ran out, and Boston the Boston Red Sox clinched the AL East on Saturday when they won against Houston. So they won the East, and we have to we have to play the game. I'll get my thoughts on that a little bit later. Um, and the last postseason berth was clinched when the Brewers, who were up 6-0 that same Saturday, lost 7-6. So that loss put the Colorado Rockies into the playoffs. So congratulations to them. Their first postseason berth since 2009, when they got in also as a wild card and were defeated in the NLDS by the then defending world champions, the Philadelphia Phillies, who went on to the World Series and were defeated by the Yankees. But so those spots, so everything was locked in entering the final day earlier today. So all the baseball games played were basically meaningless, all meaningless. And so with that, that's what happened. That's what happened this past week. All the spots were filled. Now, now a look at the postseason as a whole. It all starts Tuesday. It all starts Tuesday in the Bronx. The Yankees will host the Minnesota Twins on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the National League wildcard game, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks in Arizona. Of course, the American League wildcard winner heads to Cleveland because Cleveland finished with the top record in the American League. Uh, that's also what happened as a result of Houston losing that game Saturday. Um, they lost. They lost, and as a result, Cleveland got the home field. And so the winner of the wild card game heads to Cleveland. Boston will see Houston a few more times. They already played a 4 game set in Fenway with Houston taking 3 or 4. Now they got to play at least 3, at the most 5 more games against each other. And Houston, and of course, game one will be in Houston. And and as for the National League, whoever wins the National League wildcard game will head to LA to face the Dodgers. The other series will feature the defending champion Cubs against the Washington Nationals. Now, what are my thoughts on the wild card game? I myself like it. I think it's great. I was excited for this new format when it started in 2012, and it's a great. I think it's a good addition. I think it's a good addition to the postseason. I hear a lot of complaints. I hear a lot of complaints about the whole one game and done format, like professional football. All the rounds are one game, and And yeah, it may seem unfair. It may seem unfair. I mean, there have been 10 victims. There have been 10 victims the previous 5 seasons of this wild card. Because like I said, it's one and done. You win the game, you move on. You lose the game, your season's over, just like that. No matter how good you do, no matter how good you do, en route to being a wild card, where you win 80 some games or 90 some games, one game can end the season, just like that. And it does sound unfair. It does sound unfair. And I sympathize how 2 years ago the Yankees were victims of that. The Yankees reached the playoffs that year for the first time since 2012 as one of the two wild cards. We had the home field in that game, but we got shut out in that game. And a lot of Yankee fans are complaining about this wild card thing, this whole wild card format. I myself am not. Like I said, it does sound unfair, but on the other side, if you win the game, then you've earned that room for error. There's no room for error in the wild card game. You need to win to earn that. It makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense to me. You need to win the wild card game, and then you can move on to a best of 5 series. And like I said, there's room for error. If you lose one, it's not the end of the world, but it does hamper you a bit. But that's all we got. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. Win that wild card game. Don't mess up like we did 2 years ago. Just win the game. Simple as that. And be patient. Be patient, baseball fans. They will extend the wild card. They won't do it now, but it will be like a few years from now. It will be like 2 out of 3. You got to crawl for your wall. But I think they will extend that wild card thing to 2 out of 3 series in a few years. But for now, it's a single game elimination. Whoever the teams that are in it, and we're one of them, the teams that are in it, we just have to win it. Just win it. Simple as that. So with that, I'm excited for the postseason. It all starts in 2 more days. The wild card, the American wild card on Tuesday, the National wild card on Wednesday, and the division series begins this upcoming Thursday. It's a 4 week ride, so fasten your seatbelts and enjoy this fabulous ride that is the 27 MLB postseason. I will recap the wild card games. Um, I will recap the wild card games late Wednesday night, both of them. So and I'll have my week 4 recap this week too. So I'm gonna be on YouTube quite a bit. So until then, enjoy the postseason and good night. Good night, all you baseball fans out there.